Okay, great. Now we are now now we are for real. Take two. Hi, welcome to the National Good Stories Online News. I'm Robin Steinberg. Welcome to our show again. Hello, New York, Singapore, Israel, and all over the world. We're now hit 91 countries around the world. And today, right now, we are now completely independent from Hyatt. We are no longer under the Hyatt brand. We're now completely independent as in the National Good Stories talk show. And guess what? We are now here at SMU Cafe, and this cafe is quite unique. They're known as the 4.3. And if you do happen to drop by here in Singapore, please drop by at 4.3 Cafe at the basement of the Singapore Management University. At the same time, for those who are not aware, we have a new guest right now on our show, and that is none other than Gene Mark. Gene is the owner of Selfish Gene Cafe, and he's based here in Singapore, of course. And he has a psychology degree from NUS. And Gene found himself a quarter life crisis in the past, actually, but he doesn't have it anymore. Please don't think of that way. No, and he has graduated also from the Le Cordon Bleu in Sydney, and he has learned the fundamentals of cooking over there in Australia. And guess what? He has a cafe finally existing in Singapore, and we're going to find out more about Selfish Gene Cafe. Now, Gene, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Tell us, what's your secret of your recipe in starting up, your first cafe?
Well, I suppose that the thing to set up a cafe or any other business, right, is having your preparation work and just sheer determination. So I spent the last 6 years trying to work in different restaurants, different concepts, gaining all the experience. And then we took the plunge, and after that, we keep soldiering on and just open the cafe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, you graduated from psychology.
That's right.
I mean, why do you choose to run a cafe rather than pursuing psychology?
Well, to be honest, if I had the grades, I would be pursuing psychology. But the fact is, I enjoy cooking, I enjoy food, I enjoy meeting new people, and somehow instead of treating people in the clinic and trying to deal with their mental health, I fill their stomachs and give them a good environment so that they feel good as well. So it's through another means in a way of dealing with people and helping people out. So I feel that when I serve good food and a good environment to people, I feel good as well, and they hopefully will feel as well. So that's the main idea.
Now, why Selfish Gene? What do you call your cafe, Selfish Gene? I heard that you have a few versions.
Yes, there are many versions. Well, the main tagline is that my name is Gene, and obviously I'm selfish. I'm selfish in the sense that I won't serve people things that I won't serve myself. So it's a very self-centered kind of approach towards things where I serve what I want to serve, and I make sure that it's up to the quality that I expect of it, and hopefully people enjoy the food as well. Okay, and the other idea behind it is that it's more of a selfish concept rather than selfish.
Selfish concept.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a selfish concept.
Selfish concept.
Where we actually focus on the importance of self, meaning that for myself, I express my personality and my interests via the food and the concept and the ambience. And hopefully, as our customers, they enjoy themselves how and where they please, be it reading a book, chatting with their friends. So it's a very natural space where I can do what I want to do and where people can do what they want to do as well.
Wow. Now, speaking of which, is that your icon, your hat? I mean, or is it part of the chef thing?
Part of the chef thing. Well, the headgear serves two purposes. One is that I haven't had a haircut for a very long time, so it keeps it neat and tidy. And second thing is it keeps the hair out of the food. So it's a hygiene purpose.
Oh, okay.
And last is like, it looks cool. So
it's a fashion statement.
Oh, it's 3-in-1. So
okay.
It works for me.
3-in-1. Speaking of 3-in-1, tell us, what's what's going to happen with Sophie Jean Cafe? I mean, you prepare the menu and everything else on your own. Now, what kind of menu do you actually have you laid out?
Well, the menu is very simple. We emphasize on fresh produce and that everything is made from scratch. We don't use anything that's processed. So I do a simple array of salads, sandwiches, soups, all-day breakfast.
Okay.
And ingredients are very simple. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just that it's prepared well and done. I use my experiences that I've accumulated via French fine dining, and we try and do the best we can with the ingredients and give you a good simple sandwich and a good like a full breakfast, for example. And there's nothing wrong with simple stuff. So as far as you do it the right way and bring out the best out of the flavors. So that's what we're about, keeping things simple, as natural as possible, and so that we make the best of everything.
Do you know that this week we are celebrating the New Year here in New York and as well as elsewhere around the world? It's actually the Jewish New Year,
All right.
Also known as Hanukkah. And Shana Tova to everyone in New York, Israel, and Europe, and everywhere else, including Singapore, especially the Jewish communities. And now I know that you don't have any kosher food, at your cafe, but we hope that you would have one day.
Certainly, for sure.
And so, but are you going to certify yourselves a halal soon?
We may consider that depending on whether the customers request and see what's the flow, but at the moment we are not. So, but it's nothing set for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you do see the potential, I suppose.
There is a potential.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, how do you see Southeast Jean on the long run? Are you guys going to have some kind of franchise opportunities, in the near future?
Franchise?
Yes, I mean I like your concept though. I must say. I mean, and for folks, for those who do not know where Southeast Jean Cafe is located, it's over at 40 Craig Road in Singapore, and you can call them up at 64231324 for any reservations or guidance to where they are. Yeah. So back to where the question is there any opportunities for expansion?
Well, there are hopes for expansion, but we are in a very independent startup, and I like the fact that we are indie, and I would like to expand, but I'm not going to go around and duplicate what we have.
Okay.
What I would like to do in the future is to really have a full restaurant,
Okay.
but using the same philosophy that we have behind our food and the approach that we do things at the cafe right now. So it's like a full service restaurant, still focusing on simple things done well, and with a good ambiance and a friendly service, and all the things that people should get when they go to a nice place. So, but still casual yet friendly at the same time.
Now, how does it feel like running a cafe? Well, all your friends were wondering, you're a National University, graduate, and now you're running a cafe, and it's like a contrast, contrary to your practice.
Yes.
Were your family and your friends supporting what you do? Other than, of course, the most important woman in Singapore.
Well, my friends, surprisingly, my friends and family have been quite supportive. After graduation, I didn't take on a professional career, or at least an office job where I, got burnt out and then I changed my career. Everyone was very supportive, and they thought that I was very brave, and they were amazed that my parents were that supportive to allow me to pursue this line of work. But there is a stigma behind it where people think that it's like an inferior job, and it's not. It's certainly not. It's only as inferior as you make it out to be.
Okay.
And I kind of feel that with my parents, and they always brought me up to believe that whatever you do the best you can. If you're a road sweeper, you be the best road sweeper ever, and if you be a chef, you be the best chef that you can be. So the idea is that as long that we have the heart and the means to pursue what we want to do, we go for it. We make sure it happens, and there's no turning back.
Now, what is your signature dish over right now at Southeast Gene Cafe? What would you recommend for first timers who step into your cafe right now?
For the first time you come in, our signature sandwich per se is our roast beef sandwich. So what we do is I roast all the meats myself. So Australian roast beef, sliced thinly, slightly pink in the middle. It's served between roasted tomato bread that's done by artisan baker in Singapore.
Okay.
It does. We do a sweet onion marmalade, a bit of tomato confit, Dijon mustard, Japanese mayo, arugula goes in between, slice it in half. And it comes with a small Mexican salad with our own lemon vinaigrette.
Okay.
So you get all the good flavors of umami and sweet and sour. So it's very savory and it's very appetizing.
Oh wow! Now tell me, does all your meats airflow or something like that? I mean, or are they frozen?
Well, I try to use everything fresh.
Oh, okay.
So it comes in fresh and we prepare it and portion it and cook it. So nothing is really like frozen out of packet or straight out of packet.
So fresh is your philosophy.
Yes, as much as possible.
Now, what would be your philosophy for Southeast Gene Cafe on the long term?
Long term, the two things that we are focusing really on in long term is quality and consistency. So we find that the major issue with most businesses or even like for F&B is that maintaining a level of quality and keeping it consistent throughout as time goes by.
Wow.
And we try to put ourselves ahead of the race and try and make ourselves go higher. So even if like you kind of fall short a bit, you're still doing well. So we try and do the best we can, doing everything from scratch. Making sure that every single thing that we do is the same and just as good as the last one. And we're always trying to reinvent ourselves, improving our recipes, improving our workflow, how we do things, so that we can serve things that are tastier, faster, and better.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Now, if you had a second life, would you? I mean, would you pursue setting up Southeast Gene Cafe?
Well, I don't usually think about what if. I just go with it, and I think with all the twists and turns that happen to everyone and to myself is that I'm here where I am today because of what I did and what I've gone through. So I would say that if I had gone through the same process, I'll be where I am today, exactly the same.
Now, what lessons have you learned in setting up the cafe Southeast Gene? Have you learned anything?
Yes, I mean it's a new lesson every day.
Oh, okay. Would you have 3 lessons for the aspiring
Lessons.
for the aspiring entrepreneurs?
Aspiring entrepreneurs. One, do your homework. Find out as much as you can about the business that you're trying to go into. Maybe get some experience. Second is like find the right people to learn from, and 3 is to just keep soldiering on, don't give up, just push it through. The worst case scenario is you fail, but if you don't try, you failed already. So
Is it good to fail?
you don't go in with the objective of failing, but understanding that failure is part and parcel of the process, and that if you don't fail, sometimes maybe you're not trying hard enough, because there's no one in the world that gets a green pass all the way through. There's no way you're going to have a smooth sailing trip. So failures are part and parcel, and I think failures actually do come with lessons and give a lot of experience, to how to handle future things and future obstacles and tribulations that you might have.
Okay, now let's come to a very interesting subject right now. Now,
Okay.
are you dating? Are you in a relationship?
I'm in a very stable relationship.
Oh, stable relationship, great. Now, guys, we have an interesting part of the subject matter now. It's all about dating. Now, how to take a girl out, and how do you know that the girl is interested in you? And so, first of all, I mean, I have to confess
Yes.
that about 2 weeks ago, there was one of my friends asked me that she wants to go out with me just to see what I look like in real life, other than being a talk show host. So I did. I took her out, to an event, and it's supported by the Singapore Management University.
I see.
So what happened was, that while we are at a dinner table, she told this guy who was as nerdy as you are, and saying that, hey, how old are you? And the guy told her his age, and I will not name him, but she said to him, I'm sorry, but you're too young for me. And you know what? I felt that that's really a put off. But you know what, guys? Don't give up hope. Wherever you are in Singapore, in SMU, don't give up. Even if you're young, so what? You will have a better chance in the next time. But first of all, they want to know, how did you manage to find your girl?
How did I manage to find my girl?
Yeah, that's right.
The truth is that I saw, or at least knew of her through an acquaintance,
Okay.
and it was very random actually. We had a chance meeting before, and we didn't say much. We just said hi, and it was a very touch and go kind of experience. And but she left a lasting impression on me.
Really?
Yes.
What kind of lasting impression?
It's like
Is it a smile or a look? Or?
it was a good thing. So
Okay.
eventually, obviously I knew her name, and of course with all modern technology and all the modern ways that we do things, I had her as a friend on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Facebook.
Facebook's very important. Social media, and so there is a chat application on Facebook, and we started chatting on Facebook. And then it moved on to MSN. Then from MSN, we move on to actually meeting up. So we caught up on over ice cream, and we had a chat, and then the rest is history, basically.
Oh, wow. It must be a very steady flow of conversation.
Actually, it was surprisingly.
So guys out there, women do appreciate a great conversation, a humorous one if you can find one. But if not, they want to be honest with you, and they like to have you to listen to their problems too and their daily lives. And one thing about women is that if you want to find a girl, don't find them. They will find you, and they will take notice of you. And first thing first, always be tidy. Women love a guy who is tidy, and not exactly good looking, but they just want a guy who is tidy and it's not, sloppy or anything like that. It's good to have a nice haircut. If not, it's okay. Just be yourself. And hey, you never know where it goes. And no matter what you do, don't give up. Even though you get rejections, rejections are part of life. The more rejections you get, the more you learn. And anyway, Gene.
Yes.
How many times have you been rejected?
Man, that's a harsh question to ask.
Plenty.
Yes, I would say. Not to the point that I'm a complete reject, but
No.
Enough to know how it feels.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So guys, there you go. You're not alone, and I'm not alone too. So it's okay to be rejected, but don't give up. That's the most important thing. It's just like doing business, but the relationship is not about business. It's about a long-lasting relationship together as friends, and perhaps even get married. And once again, thank you for joining me here at the National Queen's Choice online news, and say with Mark himself, Gene Mark, and have a great week ahead, and have good holidays at Hanukkah, and that's about it. Thank you. Yeah, that's about that. You're welcome. I hope that covers. Have I covered everything?
I guess it's alright.
Yeah.
Because you do